Hey there, friends, coming at you with another episode of the Pre-Ride Show presented by Envy. We're just out here on the trail at Lake Hodges a few days before the Belgian Waffle ride. Just checking out, seeing who's getting in a little pre-ride, taking in the scene, and enjoying one of the more challenging sections of the entire ride, the Cock-a-Boulay section. So, you know, maybe we'll catch somebody out pre-riding, see what they're up to, and get their take on the rest of the race. Oh, hey, what's up, Brian?
Dude, Jim Miller? Are you kidding me? What's going on?
What's going on with you?
The infamous Cock-a-Boulay rock shoot here, huh?
Indeed, a very infamous section that you know all too well.
Oh, yeah, man. Yeah.
Good to see you.
Dude, it's good to see you.
Thanks for joining us.
Hey.
We're here on the Pre-Ride Show presented by Envy. And man, it's really good to see you. We're a few days away from Belgian Waffle Ride. You play a big part of the history of the Belgian Waffle Ride. You hold a unique distinction, I will say. You're the only person to win both the yellow jersey and the blue jersey, the very coveted blue jersey. You hold those titles together.
Yeah.
How does that feel? That's got to mean a lot to you, I got to think.
Yeah, well, I think when you think of, like, hey, for all of you who have or have not done a BWR, the coolest thing, one thing you don't want to get is the purple card, right? The purple card, no one wants that, right?
Well, that's one color in this ride you don't want to be associated with.
I don't even know the name of it. I just know you don't want it. Do we have a name, an official name for the purple card?
It is, the purple card. It holds its own distinction that way.
You don't want it. It's like, it's not good. It's not good. But the blue jersey is like, that's a hard man award, and being able, like, this race was built around being a hard man. I have, like, well, I just, you know, that was what I had to dream about, like being a pro road cyclist, and like I don't know if I achieved it, but sure, it was really cool to get that for BWR Cedar City. Like, I mean, I just was really, really humbled. Let's put it that way.
Let's go back to that 2018 race. We talked a little bit before we started shooting about what that entailed, especially right here in this section.
Yeah.
But you won the race in the closest overall finish. It was a sprint finish at the line, a bike throw over Ted King. I remember that elative moment because you and Joy were there, and Seamus was not yet around. He was still incubating there. Yeah, he was ready to go.
Yeah.
Describe that elation of that moment and that feeling of winning that way.
Yeah, it was unreal here. Come on through.
Come on
buddy.
through.
Come on, dude.
Come on.
We're holding up your line. Come on, we're gonna
clean
do a
it.
cheering section for you. Come on, dude.
My man's gonna clean it here.
Ride this?
Oh, heck yeah.
Dude, you stud.
No problem.
Oh, you can do it. You still got it? You still got it? Bro, you are the man.
Nicely done.
I know. Sorry,
We
guys.
got one coming
Come on
down.
through, guys.
We're in a
Sorry
very
about
busy
that.
spot here. It's
How are you?
well-traveled trail. Come on down.
Thanks, bud. Nice job.
Oh, you got it.
Okay. Dude, missed that. Good save, bro. Good save.
Have fun.
Take care.
So you crossed the line in the closest finish ever. What was the feeling in that moment?
Oh, it was.
And you've raced and trained all over the world at a very high level.
Yeah.
That had to be just an incredible moment of achievement, of success, and just really positive feelings.
It was amazing. I can't even tell you, Jim, it was so rad because I don't win a lot of bike races, right? Like I always kind of built my time riding bikes around being a good teammate. And I think that's really important, really to enjoy bike riding is to be able to be a good teammate and to be able to be a closer as well. And I've really never been a closer. And like, here I was, I'd sat in like endless team meetings talking about how to close, trying to help my sprinters how to close. And like, here I am, like, I got no one to close, I guess I have to do it. And so it was like, I listened, like I paid attention, it worked, like it really does work, like, oh my gosh, right? It was really
The
amazing.
ultimate validation,
yeah,
right? Yeah.
And obviously I was just smoked. Like I'd been off the front for like an hour and a half or maybe more, and I was pretty smashed. And then just, you know, I just love BWR from like, I just love hard races, and I just love it that it's very simple. There is tactics and there's finesse and there's all these things in BWR, but at the end of the day, you just have to have grit. And to me, like any formula for a race, if it starts with grit, I want to be there. And that's why I want to do all the BWRs, right? Because it's like you have to have grit. And so it doesn't matter like if you're first or if you're last or if you're somewhere in the middle, as long as you have grit and you just commit to finishing, like you're gonna have a transformative experience at BWR, and it makes the beer taste sweeter. I can assure you.
Absolutely. Part of this dovetails into your role as the owner of Big Wheel Coaching.
Yeah.
And you work with athletes all across the world, all across different levels.
Yeah.
We've seen a massive explosion in this world that we can loosely call gravel racing, right? That had to bring a lot more unique coaching challenges for you to teach people how to handle their bike, maybe in situations that they're not used to. Rock gardens, we're off the road, we're on dirt and things like that. How have you managed that process of integrating that into your coaching with the athletes you work with?
Yeah, well, we always like to say, and you all should know this by now, we've kind of said it enough, but like how powerfully you ride your bike is important, but I think it's as important, if not more important, to how skillfully you ride a bicycle, right? And we're standing here at this rock chute is maybe only 35 feet long total, right? But it's literally a race changer. If you clean it smooth, there's no spike in heart rate, you're just like, you expect it, you're riding predictive, you know what to do, you get off, go down it, go through it, whether you ride it or hike a bike, right? If you have the right shoes, you have all the things, right? It makes it easy. So to me, the skillful element or the skill development element of what we do is absolutely underappreciated in cycling, because we want to boil everything down to data and how much you sleep and what your watts per kilo are, and all those things are important. They really are. I'm not saying they're not, right? But the reality is you have to have grit, because you have to know why you're doing this, and we have to then set you up for success, because at some point the body fails. The body will fail. We're all human. It's going to happen. If you're testing yourself at a crucible like Belgian Waffle ride or something equivalent, these massive rides, the body will fail. You cannot prepare enough. Even the pros cannot prepare enough, okay? But the reality is, if you have this mental grit, if you have, oh, I know my fueling, I know my hydration, I know my nutrition, I know how to mount and dismount, I know how to ride skillfully in a pack and save energy, right? 5 riders across this headwind section is going to be way better than just one, right? But you have to know, oh, I'm getting dropped. It's worth putting in an effort right now so that I can save 5 efforts later, right? And so teaching people about that and sharing that with them from personal experience and also from the coaching element is just unbelievably valuable. And it's just, I'm super passionate about it, obviously, and I love being able to help everyone. And you know, we have people that are doing the Wanna ride this year, the Wafer ride this year. You know, we even talked with people a lot about Wafer, and a lot of people feel like, Wafer's just, it's not enough, right? I need to do Waffle to feel validated. And I was like, hey, you could do Waffle, great. You could do Wafer and have a summer of fitness and then go to Cedar City, right? So don't think of it as less than. Like, everything is building towards something great. You're going to take something from each of these little events that you do along the way and then keep going. It's not this world where we see the pros where they go to some, you know, villa and they train for 4 months and then they show up at the Tour de France and they smoke everybody. That's not bike riding, right? Like, bike riding is like, you got to get in the trenches. You got to dig some trenches, right? That's doing the work. And then you obviously have to figure out how to do it skillfully.
The BWR has become a bucket list ride for a lot of people all over the globe. And with that comes, you had mentioned before, like the top 100, they get it, they got it, they've got the coaching and the elite level access and things like that. You want to talk to riders 101 through 5,000. What top 2 or 3 tips would you give that group of riders when entering, especially considering this year's Belgian Waffle ride?
Well, the first tip is, it's a lengthy one, but I'm going to try and kind of decant it. But essentially what it is I want you to ride your own pace, okay? I want you to be confident in riding your own pace, okay? Because what happens is, from a physiological standpoint, we would think that everyone should ride a 70-mile bike ride with 6,000 feet of climbing, or a 135-mile bike ride with 11,000 feet of climbing. You would ride both of those kind of like fast, faster, fastest. Like, you would progressively get stronger throughout the day. That's how we would want to pace ourselves. But this is the Belgian Waffle ride. So everyone's gonna go bananas at the beginning, especially to get to the first dirt sectors, right? So what I would tell, if you're a new person or you're unsure of your fitness, be confident. It's better to start slow and be the tortoise, don't be the hare. You're gonna be surrounded by people that be the hare, and they're gonna like, come on, you can do it, you can do it. So that's kind of tip number 1.
All those matches you burn early on are way better saved for later in the day when it's hotter and the wind and everything else comes into play.
You have to be disciplined, right? So being a good bike rider is being disciplined, all right? And so the second thing that I would say is have robust equipment. right? I know we've been battling this, and so excuse me if it sounds like I'm kind of on a soapbox here, but like everybody's like, oh, it's easy, it's faster, the dirt's faster this year, I'm gonna get narrower tires. I can speak only for myself. I'm never going to sandbag anybody and tell them something that's wrong. I want to tell people the correct advice, and that is have a bike that can make up for your mistakes, because you're going to make mistakes. This whole ride is about mistake management, right? You're going to make mistakes, you're going to lose momentum, and it's about regaining that momentum and moving past the mistake. Some people dwell on the mistakes. Don't dwell on them. Just move forward. Just move forward. So you make a little bobble through here and you have to unclip. No big deal, just keep going.
Have an unplanned dismount and get a little dirty, wipe it off and keep rolling.
Or you fall over in the water crossing.
Yeah.
So what, you have wet shoes, keep moving.
Yep.
So okay, that's what I would say is like ride your own pace and like get through the mistakes, move, don't dwell on them. That's what I would say.
I think that's awesome. You've got, speaking of all that and tips, you've got your own little project going with Pure Gravel here. Let's talk about that a little bit. You're taking apart all these really tough sections and breaking them down for people. So we're going to help those newbies and also the experienced riders get through all these challenging dirt sections that the BWR has. What's that all about?
Yeah, we've got, I'm doing this project, it's called Slay the Sector, and it's with our friends at Envy again. Like they are just, Envy is wild about gravel. So, oh, we got a rider coming. Oh, I think we got some BWR trainers.
More riders
Let's
coming
give
through.
them a cheer.
Yeah, here we go. Ooh, BWR practice.
Oh, yeah.
Go get them.
Looking good, dude.
On a
Oh, you stud.
Not quite.
on a Canyon, part of the LEL factory
effort,
team.
bro.
How great is that? So Slay the Sector. Slay the Sector. We're taking apart all the dirt sections in the BWR and
Yep.
breaking them down into little bite-sized chunks.
Yep.
Tell us more about that.
I wanted to do like a ride-through video for everybody because there's a lot of people that can't pre-ride. So recently I got into mountain biking a lot, and pre-riding is massive in mountain biking. It's just part of the culture.
Yeah.
Everyone pre-rides the course so they know what to expect on race day. But like, how do you eat an elephant, right? Like the BWR is an elephant. You eat it one bite at a time.
Mm-hmm.
So we're going through each sector, right? And we're gonna get a ride-through footage so you can feel like you've ridden it. And on top of all that, you're gonna get some coaching tips along the way. Not crazy on the coaching tips, just smart stuff, right? Make sense things. Like this particular section, you might think, oh, no big deal, I can ride it. But have you thought about how you might ride it 100 miles into your day? Maybe it's a different animal at 100 miles into your day, especially with a headwind, heat, maybe there's 3 other people here. It looks really nice and mundane right now. But with 5 other people through here, it's totally different. So we're trying to kind of give people context into what they might be feeling, what they might be going through in each sector, and then helping them get through it. So the idea we came up with Slay the Sector is because I want our people to thrive. I want everyone to leave the Belgian Waffle Ride and be like, I'm signing up for the next one again, right? And we want to be able to help them be successful at that event. So this was a way that we could help more people, and it's just by watching a video. Like, hopefully they got a little bit of time and they'll check out the episodes.
Love it. That's going to be on the Pure Gravel YouTube page. Be sure to check that out, Slay the Sector. All right, I got to close with, how are you feeling? Nice and fit, ready to go? Any expectations or statements you want to make about coming into the BWR this year?
It's going to be a rodeo, right? Like, it's stacked, right? It's stacked. I love this race, and I'm super excited. I'm humbled to be like returning as a champion and guy that's like been there, but you know, I am as prepared as a father of a toddler can be with a busy business, and I'm super excited about it. And I don't want that to sound like an excuse. I'm just real, like, look, man, I never had World Tour watts, but I really have, like, I hope that I can just have endless heart and see how it goes.
Well,
right?
You've got World Tour energy and a World Tour smile, and we love you. And if you think he's just talking about this, he actually talks the talk and walks the walk. He's right here on his own stem. Brian, what's that say? He's got it on his own bike.
Yeah, it says, by strength and courage, it's time to get after it. Well,
He does that each and every day. This is Brian McCulloch, a former winner, BWR blue jersey holder. Thanks for tuning in to this episode of the Pre-Ride Show presented by Envy. And on our YouTube channel, please subscribe and click the little bell next to it so that you get notifications of all the other episodes that drop. Thanks for tuning in.
All right, bro, I got some work to do.
You do, man. Get after
you in a
it.
little bit.
We'll see you. Have fun.
See you on race day.
I'll be there.
Bye-bye.